Now that is an old-fashioned caramel cake. You can tell by looking at it. Hey y'all, it's Tammy with Collard Valley Cooks, and today we're making a very, very old-fashioned cake, caramel, homemade on the stovetop. All right, we're starting with a stick of butter, and you're going to let it melt in a saucepan. I'm going to let that melt a good bit, and then we're going to add some sugar to it. Hope you're having an awesome day. You're going to keep it down on a medium heat once that melts good. And we're going to add 2 cups of brown sugar. And I'm using light brown sugar. You can use dark brown if you want a darker caramel. And I like to stir these two together pretty good, and then I add my milk. But you can add them all at the same time if you want to. All right, we're going in with the cream. This is a ½ cup of evaporated milk. You're going to bring this to a slow boil so the sugar has time to melt. So you don't have it up on high. Make sure it's centered. Now, when you're making caramel or fudge or black walnut icing, any of those, you got to be careful and make sure that you melt all the sugar granules. So I bring it to a slow heat until it starts to simmer and boil, and then I turn it up on high. And it usually takes a good, a few minutes for it to get there. You can see there's sugar all over my spoon. You can hear it in the bottom of there still. Hear it? So use that as a guide. We're going to put a lid on it, which will help the sugar get off the side of the saucepan and go down into the icing as well. The icing is going to boil. When it boils, it's going to rise in the saucepan. So you want to make sure you use one that's large enough. Don't use a tiny one. This is just a medium size. All right, I'm taking this spoon out and I'm putting it in the sink, and I'm not going to use it again because it's got sugar all over it. And we're going to let it come, it's starting to boil around the edges. So we're going to wait till it's in a good boil. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put a lid on it. And I'm going to wait till it's at a rolling boil. And then we're going to time it for 3 minutes. So we can go ahead and set our timer and just not hit the start button until we're ready. This is so good, y'all, and so easy. A lot of people are intimidated by caramel icing, but it doesn't have to be hard. But it is good to make it on a good dry day. All candies that are made when the weather's good. All right, I'm going to turn it up. It's too high. And hit the timer. And I'm going to leave that lid on it at least for the first minute, so that I know that it's raised up and got all that sugar off the edge of the saucepan. All right, we got 13 seconds left on the clock for the first minute. So we'll be taking the lid off after that first minute. And you'll see that it's raising up in the saucepan. Whoops, that's hot. And it's good, boiling good. Now at this point, you should be able to stir it again, but use a new spoon. These are really nice spoons. You get a whole set. On Amazon, they send about, I forget how many was in the box, but there's a lot of them. And they're nice and heavy and good quality. If you're ever interested in any of our things that we use in the kitchen, it's all there on our Amazon. In our Amazon store, you can go there by going to our website and clicking Shop Now. We got 1 minute and 10 seconds left. So you're going to continue just to boil this. Good. And sometimes I do like to take it and go around the edge just in case, once I get to the last minute, just in case there might be a sugar granule on the side that needs to go back down in there. And it's hot. Let me just go ahead and put me on my thing because it's getting really hot. When you make candy, it gets hot. You got 30 seconds. Now this is going to transfer right to the mixer immediately. And you're going to ice your cake immediately. So you need to have everything laid out and ready before you start your icing. Have your layers there ready. And everything should be there. All right, it's time to take it off the stove. All right, we're gonna go ahead and turn the mixer on and pour it into the mixer. Vanilla, a dash of salt, about a teaspoon of cream, and then we're going to add an egg white. So you need to turn it up on high because when that egg white hits that hot, it needs to be going really fast. Now, when I do my black walnut icing, I add a little bit of powdered sugar to it. You can do the same thing with this caramel. It makes it easier to ice if you want to do that, but you don't have to do it. This is an 8-inch layer. I like to use 8-inch layers. This is an old piece of cookware that I have that's queensware. It's really pretty. And the 8-inch layer fits on it really nice. Just don't make a whole lot of icing, but it's really rich. Everybody loves caramel in the fall. It's really good. Yum, yum. Okay. I wanted y'all to see this, how it looks the next day, because it was so caramel-like and sticky. I was afraid you guys would be like, well, that's not like my Granny's. Okay? So you need to see how it does set up, and it does get hard like it's supposed to. And I'm going to have a piece for breakfast this morning, so I just wanted to let y'all see it. See? It's nice and formed like it's supposed to be. I'm licking my fingers already. And I'm having it for breakfast, and this is such a soft cake. It is my white cake mix, but instead of using 1.5 cups of buttermilk, I use a 1/2 cup of water and a cup of evaporated milk. It actually makes a softer texture in the cake. It's more soft, like a cake mix soft. So all of my cake recipes, if you'll substitute that buttermilk for the 1.5 cups of buttermilk with a 1/2 cup of water and a cup of evaporated milk, you'll love the texture of them. It's not good with this bowl. And you really have to ice it pretty quick because it does start getting thicker. Ooh, I got too much on this side, not enough on the other. And it's wanting to slide. Back over there, cake. Just push it. Don't be afraid to move your cake around. And you're not going to have time to wash your hands, so you're just going to have to clean the plate later. So just keep moving it around until you get it good and iced. If you need to scrape it off of one part and put it on another, you can. The cooler it gets, the more it's going to start setting up, and it's going to get easier to ice as you go. Now that is an old-fashioned caramel cake. You can tell by looking at it. I just want y'all to kind of see what consistency it is. Like on the edge of this bowl, you can see that it's perfect. It's actually perfect. So good. All right. You ready?
Yep.
I got me some hot water so it would cut it nice. We're going to give it a try, y'all. Did you get a good picture for them?
Mm-hmm.
So it looks pretty. Homemade cake layers and homemade caramel. Just like Granny's. Yum, yum. Thanks for watching Collard Valley Cooks, where we cook like Granny did. Bye, y'all. Love ya. is an old-fashioned